I am here with little baby Annie. If anybody is new, she's what we call a BC Wildie, which is essentially sort of a wild slash feral horse here in Canada, British Columbia. Similar to the Alberta Wildies, which is the province next door, and of course the American Mustang. She has very recently come off of a range somewhere east of us and has been here for a couple of months. And we're gonna take our first walk over on the trails. Annie's been a real good student. She's not the best for coming along when we're in a grassy area, but she listens okay. She's a good fun to be with. I like talking about going for walks with our horses, and recently, because of the amount of effort I've decided to put into it, we have our own little forest trails here. Of course, I have to run the gauntlet of green grass all over the place, and that's fine. I don't have a big problem with that. I know that a lot of people ask, well, how do you keep your horse from constantly eating everything that they can see along the way? And I sort of think of it's kind of par for the course in a way. Unless you really have an agenda on hand, you've got to get somewhere and be somewhere. But I think that there is value in saying, look, if you come for a walk with me, you can nibble a little, but make sure to come along kind of nicely. Now Annie's gone to the other side of me here, and unfortunately I have to manage camera and her, but we'll get this figured out. Hopefully it won't be too much. So what I can kind of do, because it's a one-handed operation here, is I can stick to one side of the trail, and she'll sort of be half forced to be on the other side, because there's trees. You see, we go by these trees here, and so she'll kind of more be on that side. Now, a lot of times when we're leading our horses around, we lead on one side of them, and I like to lead on both sides. So right now I'm leading on what some people would refer to as the off side, meaning that I'm on her right, she's on my left, whereas the majority, because halters are weaving back and forth. Let me eat it. The majority halters are tied on the left side of the horse, and then you end up just staying on that side. So she's had a lot of that, which is why I believe she's kind of tending to want to come over on that side of me. So purposefully, I have chosen to try to lead with the left hand. Come on, Annie. And the important thing, I find the important thing about walking a horse is to be consistent, be diligent, be purposeful. And so when I'm going for a walk, my steps are constant. I'm not in a rush. I'm barely paying attention to her, to be honest, other than I know exactly where she is based on sound, a little bit of feel. We'll kind of stop for a second. She'll eat a fern, but she won't eat an apple. Tried to get her to eat an apple. Okay, I have an idea, and I'm curious if I can get, I have some apples here, and I'm curious if I can get Annie, not there. If I can get Annie to try some apple. And who better to teach her to eat apple than this big horse who just absolutely loves apples. So, but I've left all my apples there, so I actually have to I'm just back up into Lena for a second to back her up, because I've got one hand on an apple, one hand on the phone, the camera. So we want Lena, or not Lena, we want Annie to pay attention. So, holy, okay. All right. Okay. What do you think, Annie? You want to try a little one? She says, nope. Apples are for the losers. No starting fights though, okay? They're just apples. Jeez. Okay, little Miss Slobbery, you're gonna slobber all over me soon. But we need to get Annie thinking about this a little bit more. Lena's bugging me, so I give her another one and back her up. She says, how about some butt scratches? Good grief, Lena. Look at her nose sticking out. She says, please. You know what's interesting though is she's not trying to push Annie off or do anything too weird. She's kind of mad at her a little. I don't think we're going to teach her nothing. I'm not sure if I want you to eat so many apples. And that's it. She left. I can't teach her in this session. So that didn't go well, but it was worth a try, right? Session number 1 is down. We'll just keep on giving it a go. I think what I'll do is I'll have her try with different horses. Have different horses eat apples in front of her, and she might think maybe I should have one. I don't really know how horses get the idea that they should eat apples or can eat apples or really like to eat apples, but I believe it's got to be monkey see, monkey do, right? So, anyways, going for a walk with a horse is a fantastic way to obviously introduce them to an area. So a brand new area, in this case, is our brand new trail system here. We can go all over the place currently in the all-weather section, and then there is the not so all-weather section, which is more dirt, but when it rains it gets pretty muddy, and so we can't use that when it rains. So we've kind of got about another day before it starts to rain for a few days again, so we're probably going to try to make it out into that dirt area. A couple of quick tips in regards to leading horses. I try to do it with a pretty reasonably relaxed arm. I'm not holding the rope too tight, and the reason I'm not holding the rope too tight is because if she were to kind of go backwards for whatever reason, it's not going to burn my hands. I've had rope burn. Rope burn sucks. It hurts. And yeah, you don't want to get rope burned because it's painful and it stays there for quite a while. So I hold it kind of loose. I hold it down by my side like I do all the other times. So I try not to change my methods. A very common thing to do is to hold a lead rope kind of high. You'll kind of have your arm out. You'll be sort of arm barring, you know, your way along. But that usually indicates that you're afraid, and I would caution people to just take a second to acknowledge and recognize that you're worried your horse is going to run you over. And I get an awful lot of comments, especially from the 4-H club or the pony clubs kind of idea, where people want to lead their horse, you know, right under there, right here. And even though Annie's just a tiny little thing, she's pretty strong. And even if I held here, I likely would not be able to hold her. So I don't hold her. I don't want to control her at that level. I just can't. And a full-grown horse, you couldn't get 4 people to hold a horse like that down. You'd just be dragged around and get your rope burn and all that kind of stuff. So what I want is I want space. If I start to feel concerned, I might say, Annie, stop there, wait, right? And I might make a little space. And she doesn't really want space, and I'm not, you know, too picky at the moment because she's stayed very calm. Absolutely no surprise whatsoever. Annie is a star. And I gotta tell you, every single BC Wildie I've ever had has just absolutely loved going for walks in the forest. Naturally so, I would imagine. It's like, hey, I'm back home again, instead of stuck in a paddock, which is what we sort of kind of have to do with our domesticated world. We're gonna take the road less traveled, although it has been well used. The horses, when they come through, they really mulch this place up. which is why it's absolutely useless to have it here in the Pacific Northwest, because we live in a rainforest, and living in a rainforest means that we get a lot of rain. It gets muddy, it gets gooey. It pretty much is useless. It's useless land in a way. What are you doing? She says she has to pee, so let her pee. Good job, Annie. Why would somebody compliment their horse for going pee? What's with that? What's with that mentality? Good job. Good job going pee. You're the best. How amazing are you? Anyhow, sometimes I think about some of the things that I say and they sound really weird. Hey, you're getting too far ahead. That's another thing I'll think about. I wouldn't want a horse ahead of me. I want them to stay with me, behind me. I don't want them beside me. And I definitely don't want them ahead of me. If they're getting ahead of me, it means they're not really watching my feet. And I want her to do the best she can to match up with what my feet are doing. And if she's doing that, then she is absolutely not getting ahead of me. She is staying at the right pace. And he's such a good horse. She's going to be so amazing when I mean, she's amazing, but you know what I mean? She's going to be so amazing when she gets older. So we can't go that way. It's still a little too soggy for the likes of any of us. So we have to travel around this loop. And we just kind of came from there. We've kind of come around and hit here, and here we are. So we're just going to travel through here. And you guys have seen this a bit in the trail riding videos. We have the option, we could go up that way, but I think, I don't know, yeah, let's go up that way. Let's go up this way. Why not? It's a different trail. So. But these, like I said, when it's soggy, anytime that isn't mostly dry part of, what are we eating now? The dry part of the Earth's rotation around the sun. I don't know, I was gonna say season, but that doesn't make any sense because it's really summertime. Unless it's summertime or a really dry winter, then I think I got a spider web. Then it's just, yeah, pointless to come in here. Just going through the mud. And you do not want to eat those, you know. Some of these are buttercups, little ferns there. There's really not much to eat in the forest on the ground. You can eat some ferns, but not a lot. Let's go this way. We're going back the way we came from. And another thing about horses is they can tend to get kind of worried. What are you worried about, Annie? What do you got? They can get kind of worried if they're going back the way they came. It looks like a totally different trail. So I tend to try to make sure that I go one way and then the other way. Right? Not going that way. We saw that earlier. That's the swamp area. Keep organized with my rope. I keep it in a nice loop so it's not tangled. It's easy to let go of if I need to get to the end. If she needed to, like if something were to come up the way, if something were to come around the corner for what do you want? What are you doing? Just checking in with me. I'll say no problem. Oh, why? Calm down. So, why? Stop it. Back up. She's getting edgy. So sometimes what you saw there where she's trying to check out my arm, she might be trying to communicate, let's get moving a little bit quicker. Just to get a little bit snuggly. And the snuggly times are no good. That's when we ask for space. So I might ask her to back up. Now I only got one hand here, so I might not press my luck too far. Oh, look. It's a little robin's egg. Is it dead? Has it already been picked open? Yeah. Oh, well. Happens. A lot of crows or ravens. And they go into the nest. All right, let's go this way. So I'm not gonna, go too far. I'm not gonna stress little Annie out. She's come along quite nicely. If I find that she's getting a little edgy, I could work pretty hard at it, but I do have the camera in my hand. So for me, I just want to be able to introduce her to the pathways, introduce her to the idea of walking, introduce her walking slow, walking quick, things like that are very important when going for a walk with your horse. Especially cute little ones like this one. Anyhow, hopefully that's been a little bit interesting. I think walking with your horse is vital, very, very important. I don't think enough people do it because there's too many people saying, well, you got to ride your horse, otherwise it's a waste of a horse, and so on and so forth. And nothing wrong with walking your horse. Go ahead and do it. It's a great idea. Just like walking a... Oh. And I don't know if that's tasty. Yep, she says it's great. A good snack for all. Now look what's happened with my rope here. It's come tight. So I want to reset that so that I have the right loops. And keep an eye on these kinds of things. How you hold your lead rope, the habits that you form, the muscle memory that you have is going to affect your horsemanship later. So nothing to eat there. Anyhow, that's it for now. I think I might chuck her into the arena right now. The boys are in, but put some more girls in, starting with you, and continue on with our day. So thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate you being here. It's been a fantastic little walk, very successful. Quite happy with this. I don't know if Annie is. She's like, where's all the grass? So maybe we'll get some grass first. Okay, that's it for now. I'll see you guys in the next one. What's going on, boys?